A short update on the energies. May 24, 2014. Let us begin this missive by saying that these alternating currents you are currently being exposed to may cause many of you to falter at the moment. That is only natural, for in this phase of the proceedings, you are not only being reconnected to much of the underlying structures that constitutes your real base, you are also being disconnected from earlier, more temporary measures. And so, you will in many instances be left feeling as if untethered from it all, hanging in a void, or suspended in such a way you will have a hard time finding your bearings. We know this will cause more than a little confusion, anxiety, and stress in some of you, but we ask you all not to fall into the old patterns of reactions because of this. You see, this is as always just a temporary thing, and as soon as you move on to the next level, all that seemed to have vanished will be replaced by something that is much more fundamental and complete than what you have been before. As always, this is a process taken in increments, and now, as you have all passed so many of the old markers that used to define you, you can in many ways be described as new and improved, but as you are still going through these changes internally, you will still feel like you hit rock bottom from time to time. And even if what causes these bodily and mental reactions are actually signs of advancement, they can easily be misconstrued as setbacks. For now, as you are being unplugged from many of these old and temporary circuits that served you well during that earlier phase of your enlightenment, you may seem to be left bereft of anything at all that can serve to define you in all of this. And so, what used to be the markers from which you used to navigate will no longer be there, and you will feel as if lost in a land devoid of meaning, substance, or even life at all. For this is a place you have spent some brief moments in before, and it can be likened to what many call the void, but this time, the sensation of being in this state will for many be something very different. For this time, it can feel that you have lost it all, that you are no longer the one you used to be. You have become null and void, devoid of anything that seems to hold you together. Not only to the being you used to be, but also to what will become, and so, this is in many ways a challenging place to be. We can liken it to the phase of the development of an embryo, when after a sequence of cell divisions, one after the other in a similar fashion, everything seems to come to a halt, before the whole mass suddenly rearranges itself, forming a very new structure, unlike what it looked like from the beginning. Well, you are in this phase now, as you have followed a sequence much like that of the early stage of an embryo, but what you stand before is a very different development altogether, and so, where you are at now, is that all-important stage of preparation before the big change. And when we say change, we once again refer to that inner process that you are all going through, that alignment within that will serve to align you fully with all of creation, and that will engender some remarkable results, more than what you have been able to perceive so far. So again we say rest assured that all is well, and that you are not lost nor forgotten, you are simply held within this womb of light, suspended if you will for the time being, while the necessary preparations go on at full speed on all sides. So do not fret, even if you do feel disconnected, for you are anything but. You are fully connected to Source, and you will never be disconnected ever again, but for a while, it may seem that you are out there on your own, as if floating in the vastness of space like an astronaut floating away from his comrades, still ensconced safely within their vehicle. So again we say, all is well, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. And even if you do not see what lies ahead of you in this at times seemingly impenetrable fog, know that the sun is shining on a fertile landscape on every side of you, and even if you cannot detect it at the moment, it is and will always be there, waiting for you to fully arrive. So once again we say stay centered and stay focused on your breath, and keep connecting to that inner core within that is always there, always ready to greet you and welcome you home. Even at times like these when you may feel as if you have lost yourself completely on the way. For home is where the heart is, as the saying goes, and so too it is in this. For you will always find the you are searching for there, in your heart, the very center of your being, the one that will never be lost nor locked away beneath any form of imposed limitations ever again. So keep breathing and keep listening for that voice within. It is always there, no matter how hard your other senses will have to work in order to try to make any sense of what is happening in and around you. For you need not try to fathom it all, you just simply have to be, and allow this ever-flowing river of light to keep carrying you ever onwards towards tomorrow. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com